Settle in and grab a book, a comfy chair, your favorite nook with Kate and Court. Yeah, it's the Cozy Corner.
Hi, I'm Kate.
And I'm Court. Welcome to Kate and Court's Cozy Corner Romance Readers.
This is a podcast for lovers of romance and romantasy novels who want to go on a deep dive into their favorite genre. Honest discussions and salacious details, giving romance books the respect they deserve. We are two friends, actors, moms, and romance readers who like a bit of spice and everything nice in their books.
As we like to say, you don't need spice for a book to be good. Well, you don't need running shoes to run, but they sure do help.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. All right. You guys, it's just Court is never going to recover.
No.
Rachel Reid has taken over Court's life forever. Rachel Reid and Jacob Turney.
Well, most people's lives. Let's
I know, but they've
honest,
really taken yours. I think they owe you money for the rent that they're taking up in yours.
No, it's free. I'm happy to give it to them. It is. Listen, the world is on fire, and I am happy to live with Rachel Reid and Jacob Turney through it. I will give them that space. I am okay with it.
So we talked back in December.
Yes.
We interrupted our regularly scheduled holiday romance read programming to talk to you guys about Heated Rivalry, the book. And we've never been the same. And I actually, funnily enough, I read it first. And I remember messaging you and being like, you got to get started on, this is,
I sent it to you. I'm like, you got to read this. We have to cover it. Everyone's talking about it. We have to do Heated Rivalry. Yeah. And I started watching the show. And then Kate got to read it first. And she's like, you're not going to be able to put this down. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. She's like, no. Like, you're not going to be able to set this down.
No. And just be prepared for like questioning, I don't know, your sexual and gender identity and everything.
Yes.
And then, because Court, like once she gets onto something, she like takes off like a rocket. So she's far surpassed me in her obsession. I just read the book we are going to talk about today, The Long Game by Rachel Reid.
Look, I don't know how it was physically possible for you to finish Heated Rivalry, find out Long Game exists, and not immediately read it. Like, that breaks my brain. But I take Heated Rivalry obsession to another level. You have the Christmas obsession to another level.
I do.
So
that's why.
You were like, I can't veer off my holiday movies and shows, where I'm like, Christmas is now Heated Rivalry. Like, I spent Christmas night thinking tomorrow is the last episode of Heated Rivalry, the 26th, and I'm going to watch it. Like, literally, I think it came out here at 9 p.m. because I was on the West Coast. It was like midnight. Boxing Day was the release, so it came out. I definitely watched it Christmas night. I'm pretty positive. Whenever it was available, I watched it. Like, and I'd already read the book. Like, I knew what was coming.
I know. We're not talking about the show right now.
No, that's our next episode. We finally are coming together. We're doing it's a 3-part Heated Rivalry. Our original review of the book.
Yeah.
Long Game, which we're doing now, and then we have a special episode when we talk about the book versus the show with a special guest. So much Heated Rivalry coming your way, and this is the Long Game, and it feels like a long game to get to the point that we're talking about the Long Game. I've read it like 5 times since I told Kate to read it, and now she's finally read it. It's my comfort book. This series became my comfort book of the world. And it's where I escape. So all these new books we're reading, and then I slip back into it because I just love it so much.
Oh my gosh. Well, I have to say, okay, so we read it, Heated Rivalry in December, and I was like, this is amazing. And I don't know what was going on at the time. Brad like had gone away for a weekend or something. Like, he was on a work trip somewhere.
Yeah.
And I read Heated Rivalry. I can't put it down. I've never been so turned on in my life. And my vibrator died.
Right.
Like,
big problem.
Yeah. So that was a lot. And then it was like Christmas. Like
it's
you said,
the
like,
worst.
I love Christmas.
It's the worst when it dies, especially like mid-use. And I have a couple, and when they all die, you're like, for fuck's sakes. Like, it's just, you're just fighting this uphill battle. And you're like, and if you started with the vibrator, it's almost impossible to finish without
no.
it. Like, you can't go from
It's
increase to
just
decrease sensation. Like, you've already committed that path, and now you're fucked, literally, until you get fucked. Like, it's just,
yeah.
you're stuck until it charges or whatnot, or your partner comes
Yeah.
home.
Yeah.
I feel for you,
It's a deep
especially
it's
after
a
Heated
it was
Rivalry.
I know.
So
I
readers
know.
beware, before you dive into long game, if you haven't read it, make sure your vibrators are charged.
Yeah, you have
Or that
everything
your
charged up and
partner,
ready to go.
whoever they are, is around.
Yeah.
Just have those options.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so anyways, so then, like Christmas, the whole thing, and I was like, okay, in like Christmas mode, and then traveling for New Year's and all this fun stuff. And then, we're doing Akhtar. So then I dive back into the long game. And I'm like, oh, it's just so good. Like, it's just so good. And this book is more emotional, and they're more like involved, they're really in their relationship now and everything. And for a bit there, I was like, I wonder if we're going to get like the same level of like spice and heat and turn on and everything. And I was really hoping, because like I had waited for like, I think I waited for like to be like off my period and like make sure that my husband was home and like all these things, because I was like, I know what's coming.
Ready to go. Yes. Yes.
And like, I really want to use this juice. Like, I want to,
yes.
I want this to like work in my favor this time and not like last time. And the book starts, and I was kind of like, oh, okay, well, that's fine. Like, I'm still in, because I love these guys. And then it gets going for me again. And I was like, yes. We are good to go.
I mean, it starts with spice right away. Like, they hit it right away again.
We do, because you can count on these guys. Like, this is, they're here for us.
Yes, Rachel Reid provides.
Yes. But I don't know. Then it got like it gets a little more like emotional, and then they're like at the camp, for a bit and stuff.
Oh,
and
yeah, because
like,
the camp
it
stuff.
died down pretty fast.
Yeah,
there's kids around.
I know, but then you get the jealousy of like Ilya shooting the puck at the glass because Shane was being flirted with by the reporter. And like, I love that stuff. I love jealousy done well. I love those dynamics. It like something about it in my like Scorpio nature just loves a good jealousy.
Oh my God. Amazing. I do not. I actually really don't like jealousy. It really turns me off.
Not in like people. Like, I don't like it in real life. I just like reading about it.
Oh, okay. Oh, a little bit in the book. That's true. That's true. In a book, a bit is good. But then I get nervous, because I'm like, oh no, I don't want something to actually happen bad. And especially like in long game between Shane and Ilya, I'm like, they cannot like.
No, they can't. But I knew it wouldn't. Like Rachel, the thing
she
that's
dropped
so
in a couple
addictive.
things along the way in this one, though, where I was like,
there's got to be conflict, but she's a safe place to land. You know that. It's like we said, like someone has said Heated Rivalry is what like Taylor Swift albums were to people, or what people thought Showgirl was, although it still was to me. But it's that
I
like
loved Showgirl. I don't understand why people didn't like them.
I don't get it
I
either.
don't know.
But it is that
I think people
safe
were
place
just
to
ready
land.
to be like done with Taylor Swift for a minute. I think that was all that it was. They were like,
no, they just
oversaturated.
They didn't like that it was happy. They didn't like that she's in a happy place. They wanted the emotional breakdown relationship.
Why no?
I
love the happy,
because people if people aren't in their epilogue or happy, they don't want to celebrate other people being happy. They want the people that's broken up like they are, and is like, this is so hard. How do you find a partner? How do I move on from you? How do I like? That's what they're looking for in their songs, which I get. Like, there's nothing like a song matching your mood. And so when it's the opposite, I appreciate it. And I'm like, yes, sing it, lady. Like, this is, you've worked hard to get to this place. Let's just like scream it for the mountaintops. But I get that people that are used to Taylor kind of being their inner voice were like, oh, I'm not there. I'm still in like Portrait Poets Department or folklore or like in these worlds. I'm not caught up to this.
I'm like 20 years old. I'm not there yet.
Yeah, exactly. So I think there's that. But what I'm saying is that these books provide a safe place to land, and that yes, there's conflict. There's things that comes up, especially in long game. It gets deeper than Heated Rivalry, but you know you're going to come out with your happy ever after. You know you're going to have a safe place to land. It's just. It's so beautiful. And the relationship between these two and the dynamics and their like banter and their comments, it's just, I love it so much. And I love that we get deeper into Ilya's head. Like, I love that
me too.
We get to see more of his
the
side.
journey.
Yes.
Yeah. Can you give us the like synopsis of the long game?
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm assuming no one is reading this without reading Heated Rivalry. So the basics is this is the continuation. They've now set up their charity. Ilya's in Ottawa. Shane is in Montreal. They're 2.5 hours apart, and they're living their lives. They're 2 years in now, post Heated Rivalry, and they're continuing to hold their secret. And it's about them navigating their relationship with the pressure that keeping this secret is causing on them, because they're still not coming out. Shane has come out to his team, but there's still the rivalry issue of Ilya and their fears of the NHL and their response that is holding them back. So it's them dealing with the pressure of how much they're missing each other, how much they want just their lives together versus what coming out will do. And it's them balancing that throughout this book, essentially.
Yeah. And it's also like now Ilya is playing for the Ottawa team and they're not as good. So like in the first book, like they're both at the top of their game and really like, going against each other. And in this one, for a lot of the book, actually it kind of flips. I would say the first book, Ilya is like very much so like, dominant and in charge. And he's the one who, has more experience sexually
in their relationship,
all these other things and in their relationship. And then in this one, now they're in like a stable long-term relationship situation and everything is really catered to Shane's life and Shane's world. And Shane is excelling in his life and everything. And Ilya's kind of like, he's not on a very good team anymore. His team is always losing. He's so deeply in love with Shane. This is uncharted territory for him. He doesn't come from like a stable family background and all of that stuff. And he moved his whole world for Shane. Shane didn't really change anything in his world for Ilya. And that I think is a very real relationship dynamic that happens no matter what. And a part of a long-term relationship is figuring out how both people get to grow together instead of like one person just supporting the other and they excel and then this person gets left behind, or growing apart because both people are like, well, I'm just going to like focus only on my thing. I can't focus on you at all. And so this is really like that, like, how do you find a way to like do it together? And this is the like struggle and journey of that. And Ilya is dealing with hints of depression and stuff.
Hints. He fully has depression. He's dealing with his mental health.
Starts out as like
up.
A hint, and then it like creeps up and is like full on depression. And he's dealing with that as well.
Well, like I don't think it's hints. I think it's that he's not realizing
I guess it's
what
his understanding of it.
Yes. It's that he doesn't know the signs and that because it's very blatant. Like for me reading it and having people I love very much that have depression, like it's very clear. It's just he doesn't know that that's what it is. And Shane starts to pick up on it and starts to talk to him, but they haven't gotten into that part of their, like he still tries to give him his boundaries and is like, I'll support you if you want to talk to someone. He does bring it up to him. Like, I think something's off with you. Like, I think maybe you need to talk about this more, but I'll support you if you do. I'll support you if you don't. Like he's still, because Shane, and like in the authors talked about, Shane is also on the spectrum and dealing like he sees it, but if it's not like immediately fixable, he also can then like put his focus to somewhere else.
Yeah, like he's so compartmentalized and controlled and everything. And even it's the part that stuck out the most to me, of course, food. I'm fucking obsessed with food. Was me and cooking and food and everything. But that's where it like really hit with me. It was like Shane is on this like strict macrobiotic diet. Which honestly is fucking disgusting. Like it is just
all
like
the food sounds
like
disgusting. Yeah.
Does not taste good. I've tried that before. I'm like, this is gross. Like there's more to life. There's a more flavorful way to eat healthy than a macrobiotic diet. And then like Ilya on the other hand is just like eating fucking junk food to the point where I'm like, bro, you gotta
it even grosses
sick.
me out, the stuff like McDonald's breakfast, like,
ew,
it's so gross.
Or he like loads up a bagel with cream cheese and then puts Nutella on top. And
that is actually delicious. That is delicious.
I'm not saying that it wouldn't taste
I wouldn't
good. I'm
eat
saying
it now,
how bad I feel afterwards. It just would be like I have a stomach problem, You can't eat like that. And you can't eat like that and be like a professional athlete. Although they're still, then I remembered, I was like, right, they're still in their 20s.
They're young and they're exercising like maniacs and they're doing, so they actually can do it.
But we both exercise like maniacs, but still
we're
can't
not
eat
professional
like that.
athlete level though. Like
That's true. But it is an age thing. When you're younger,
that's what
you
I
can
mean. They're
eat shit
young.
and get
Yeah.
away
When
with
you're
it.
young,
Yeah.
you can do that 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you get old and you're like, God, it doesn't even taste good anymore. Like I used to love to like take down like a bag of Doritos and some Mountain Dew. And now just saying that gives me a stomach ache. You know what I mean?
I've never been a Mountain Dew fan. So I'm not like the thought of Mountain Dew, I'm like, ugh. It's always been
It's
that.
even a
But
disgusting color. And I really used to love it. Like,
it's like it basically looks electric. Like it looks like someone
looks
put
like you're
electricity in it.
drinking fucking green, yellow Windex. I don't know.
Windshield wiper
Disgusting.
fluid. It's just like this
Yeah.
glowing. Yeah, but yes, you're right. It does change. You don't always want the same things you
No.
want when you're younger.
But it's interesting because like he's eating this way, and it's kind of like, oh, that's not going to make you feel good. But he's like, obviously, like I don't know. That was like the first hint of like, okay, Shane's got some control issues going on here, and Ilya is totally like sliding. You know? Like,
yeah, well, and that's a part of depression. Like it is like
Yeah.
eating the garbage food. Like as much as he
Mhm.
says it to
the
Shane to
quick
bother
hit,
him,
thinking
the
it's
quick
going to
hit,
make you feel better. Yeah,
the smoking, that all of it, like that's all part of depression.
it
Like
is.
it really,
Yeah.
and there's like a thing in it that when you're feeling bad, you just want to keep making yourself feel worse. And so all of that
It feeds on
it
itself.
feeds on
Right?
itself, and it's a cycle. Yes. So there,
Yeah.
and so they're there, and the thing is, Ilya, yes, and his team is losing, and they're not as good. But there are things about Ottawa that Ilya, his teammates are so much better. Like he loves his teammates. He loves his coach.
Yes.
Like he's got great people surrounding him, but no one knows about Ilya. He still hasn't come out as bi. He hasn't been able to confess to anyone. Hayden has found out, and I love the Ilya Hayden relationship in this book.
Oh yeah.
Like I love
Yeah.
their banter back and forth. Like right away when they're on the ice and Anne's like, get out of here or something. He's like, oh, the 15th best hockey player doesn't like me. Like
Yeah.
I love that back and forth that they do.
Yes.
And how she wrote that. But Shane doesn't see it. Like he just sees he's got his best friend, he's got his parents, and Ilya's close by. Like things are going, but they do also just miss each other because they're hockey players.
Yeah.
They still have to go 3 weeks at a time, 2 weeks at a time, not seeing each other, and then they have to keep it secret. And they're trying to like do things public. They go out with another queer couple for the first time, Ryan and his boyfriend Fabian, which is another one of the books which I loved. One of Rachel Reid's. It's one of the 6 in the series. Their story, and it's a really good one. I can't remember what it's called right now, but it's a great one. And they go out, and like Ilya just wants to like have his arms around Shane. He wants to touch him. He wants to be touched. He's missing that. Even when he wasn't with Shane, like he would hook up with people. He misses the human connection that he doesn't get anymore when he's on the road because he's monogamous with Shane. And Shane, like even just that, finally realizes just to like put his hand on Ilya's back, and like Ilya like can relax a little bit and breathe into that.
Yeah.
And how much these little things really mean to them, and what the reality of hiding a relationship, whether it's public or not, like how that wears down on your soul. Even when you're both in it and you know and you trust and you love each other, it still wears down on you as a person. Like
especially
keeping
if
part
you're
of
in love
yourself
with someone,
hidden.
you want to scream it from the rooftops.
Yeah.
You don't want to keep that hidden. That's not
No.
like that's it's just such a good job of like really digging into that sensation, like really digging into the emotions behind what they are kind of forced to do based on their situation. And I loved it. I loved the way that I love the way that she built the depression, like Ilya kind of really discovering that that's what was going on with him, not that he just knew.
And like him going to the therapist and even getting to speak
Yeah.
Russian to someone again. And Shane's been learning Russian and that little like build, but like how much he can miss that. He hasn't spoken Russian to someone in a couple of years. And like those appointments, like I loved how true the appointments with the therapist were in the terms of like, you're supposed to fix me. Like, why isn't this better yet? Like everyone goes to therapy and is like, okay, am I good? Am I good? Like, is this
like, we're good now, right? This was like, we talk for like a few times and then you give me the solution and we're good. And then it's like, oh, wait, you're human too. And you're just trying to, and this is going to be like a journey. Ah, fuck.
Yeah. I'm out. I don't want to put the time. No. It's like, but that is the reaction. Everyone just wants it to be that quick fix, including Ilya. And it's like, and then when things are going good, like happens with so many people, then you stop going and then things take a turn. And then you're like, oh shit, I do still need to go and talk to someone. And I do still like, it's not better. It's just, it is a journey. Like you said, like it's not a one type fix all. And it is a long-term process for anyone going through that.
Yeah.
But it's done really well, and I really enjoyed reading those scenes too between him
And,
and the
like, even
therapist.
when you get to the end and they've s surpa sur surmounted so many of the obstacles that were in the way, that especially that Ilya thought, like, that was what was causing my depression, and then he
Yeah.
still has it kind of there because it just is sort of a part of his
Yes.
chemical makeup.
Yes.
And I love the truth of that as
Yes.
well, like that it wasn't just like, "Oh, okay, I solved all of the things in my life. Bo, mentally, like, everything is fine." It was like, "Well, no, that's not what depression is," like,
Exactly.
and also, like, it's okay. Like, you
Yeah, it's
you're
not
not going to be in a state of, like, constant despair, but it's just gonna it's like a thing, and you gotta use your tools and, you know, manage
and
it.
it's never gonna be fully gone either. Like, it is
Yeah.
something it's gonna battle, and some days, the backpack's gonna be heavier than others, and it's just you
Yeah.
don't know, and using your tools the best you can do, and it's a common thing that happens to actors too, like, so many have that
Mhm.
idea that once they hit a certain level of success, once they have the career or the
Mhm.
money or the job, like, then everything will be better, and then they get there, and they're like, "Oh, fuck, I'm still just me. I just
Yeah.
happen to have more money and job now," but, like, the issues, the core reasons for depression are still very much a part of you, and if you
Yeah.
don't deal with it, that's like, that's why the suicide is what it is, and it's awful because people, I think a lot of the times that don't know people or experience it deeply think it's one of those things, like, that you should just be able to think away, like, you can say, "Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, just, like, cheer up," or, like, "Think about all these good things in your life so that you don't dwell on that," and they don't
Yeah.
understand the constant weight it really can carry and how much work needs to go into it and how long the
Yeah.
journey of that work is, and that it's never to get to the end point of it being fully gone, like, that's not
No.
what it is, it's a
And it
chemical.
fluctuates.
It fluctuates,
Yeah.
and one day versus the next, you may be deep in it, and then,
Mhm.
like, even when I had postpartum depression, the best way I can explain is, like, these waves would overtake me, and then when it would lift, like, 5:30 that day, all of a sudden, I could literally just feel it go away. Like, it was literally like the
Yes.
wave just washed me on the shore. I'm like, "Oh, I'm me again."
Yeah.
I mean, literally like a night and day. If you had been having a conversation with me 10 minutes ago and then having it now, 10 minutes ago, I was, like, ready to set the world on fire. Like, I need to get divorced. I need to go live on my own. I need to be away. I need to do these things. And then, like,
Yeah.
literally within 10 minutes, like, "Oh, great. I love all of you. And I'm happy to be here." Like, totally
It's
different
true.
person. And it can be
Yeah.
that much of a switch. And so
Mhm.
I really like her very digging into with Ilya and giving us that kind of perspective. And like you said, showing that it's not the outside factors, that as much as
Yeah.
those can contribute and make it worse or better,
Yes.
that's not the
Yes.
underlying issue. And so
No.
Ilya has this beautiful moment that he finally tells Shane, like, if we skipping ahead, but, like, if we're gonna get married and do this, like, you need to know, like, this is part of me, like, similar to my mom, who
Yeah.
his mom did die from killing herself. She committed suicide
Mhm.
because the depression was too much. And, like, this is always gonna be a part of me, and can you accept that? Which
Yeah.
also is a very mature conversation to have, and I think sometimes people shy away from that within relationships, like,
Oh,
marrying
I
someone
think
that has
more
anxiety
often
and
than not.
depression
Yeah.
affects both people in a partnership. Like,
Yes.
it is not a singular experience, especially when it's within your partnership. It affects you both
Mhm.
a lot, and so you need to have that open communication, and you need to be willing to be
Yeah.
vulnerable for it to be successful, and I really
Yeah.
like that she pointed that out, made a point of it in their relationship.
I think that's one of the things that I love about the way that she writes these books, is that, uh and like you said, where it's like for you, like, it's a comfortable place that you go to because it's a place where the issue we get right up to it.
Mhm.
And then right when you think it could go this way, like the way that we expect in like real life, it's like gonna hit the shit fan and everything's gonna be awful. So often we go right up to it, and then instead of getting the awful response or somebody making the terrible choice, it goes the nice way. Like it goes
Yeah.
the better way. And you
Yes.
just watch it be like, and it's totally interesting and it feels honest and real. And it's like, wait, that's always there as an option, you
Exactly. You
know?
can take that path. We just get in our own way a
Yeah.
lot and make it harder than it needs
Yeah.
to be.
Yeah. And there's something that you see like in the Heated Rivalry book and in the long game, and it's in the show too, because the show brilliantly just follows the book. It doesn't go and do
Mhm.
much of other shit, which is what makes it so great. But is that it does that instead. And sure, that is sort of the fantasy element of romance,
Right.
But I think there's a lot of empowerment that can come from reading that and having that be where you expect things to be or base or where you operate from, because then it empowers those other people around you to do the same. And then maybe you make those choices in your relationship of being honest about something instead of
Yes.
hiding it. And then it's like, oh, now we're instead of staying in this level, where it's like we're on another level, and we get to
Yeah.
play here instead, and this is more fun. And yeah, because I think if you're somebody who suffers from anxiety, or if you're somebody who suffers or who has depression, or ADHD, or any of these things, everybody's got something.
Yeah.
Like I saw a lot of the stuff in the book, because I definitely tend to be somebody who goes depressive.
Yeah.
Like if there's a way I'm going to go, it's going to be that. It's not going to be anxious.
Yeah.
Like I have a hard time understanding like anxiety and like, but I totally fucking get being depressed. Like I've
Yeah.
been there. It's definitely something I have tools that I use to like make sure that I don't get stuck there,
Yeah.
And like you said, there's times where it's like, woo, and we're totally light and lifted. And then there's times where it's like, oh, and you just got to figure it out.
Yeah.
And everybody's experience with that is different, because we all have different chemical makeups and we all have different things that we need to do for it, But it was really cool the way that it was just talked about in this book, and
Yes.
that it was a part of the theme of what she was going to tackle in this book. And I love that, especially
Yeah.
because we're dealing with like professional athletes who are at the top of their game, who
Yes.
have all this money, who have all of the things that we all think, once I've got that, everything's fine. And it's like, nope, that's not it. But it's a really nice platform to play.
Yeah, exactly. I love when books do this, and it happens. There's quite a few books that I'll read about something, and like you said, be able to take that advice into my own life. And that's one of my favorite
Ooh.
things, when you can combine everything. Because aside from the serious note this book takes, it also has
Mm.
such a delicious spice meter to it.
Oh,
Like the spice we get in in this book, the
guys,
scenes between them, the build up, like
so hot.
so good. It
Like,
just
I even love the way that Ilya, even though, like, he's the one dealing with depression and everything, but then he's the one who, like, pumps up Shane, at the end when they're gonna
yes.
be, like, going public with everything, or they are forced to,
Oh, wait. So,
which
yes,
we'll
we
talk
should
about
talk
that.
about that. We should talk about
Yeah.
that moment. The biggest thing about this, and was so hard for me, like I had to force myself to keep reading and find out, is that their relationship gets outed
Ugh,
against their will. And you knew it could be coming, but like you're at this point when you're reading along, you're like, they've done it for so long, so
mhm.
successfully. And the fact that it gets revealed in Hayden's, what are they
That
called
was
again?
tough.
Uh,
In his fan mail.
yeah, the fan mail things
Fan
that
mail.
people, no,
Yeah.
is it called fan mail? I
Yeah, it
thought
was
there was a
called fan
different
mail.
word
In the
for it.
book, it was
Oh,
called fan mail.
okay. It's a real
And it's like you
thing
make
that,
a
like,
video. It's a real
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I just thought there was a different term for it. But anyways, the fan mail that he's saying happy birthday to someone or whatever. And in the background, you can see Ilya and Shane kissing behind him at his house. And that part gutted me. I'm like, of course it
Yeah.
had to come out in this big public way. But then I love that when they meet with the commissioner, who throughout the whole book has been this asshole and basically like
Yeah.
called Shane in because he found out he came out to his team and like kind of
But
forced
also,
him
like,
to like not
rightfully
come
so.
out.
I'm glad, though, because that is a very real problem
Oh,
in
100%.
hockey
Like,
culture and in the NHL,
it
and I
still
don't
is.
think that they should get off scot-free.
Oh, I don't think so
I
at
don't
all.
think they
But
get,
I just
like, I
love
think they
that.
need to be held accountable.
Oh, no, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about I love that
Yeah, yeah.
Shane's the one that came in. Like, Ilya's the one that's always been louder, more aggressive, would fight for the two of them.
Yeah.
And Shane just, like, took it to the mat with the commissioner, and you could see his mom's influence on him and, like, his power in that situation.
Yes.
Like, I love
Especially
that.
because earlier in the book, Ilya was like, "Well, would you choose hockey or me?" And Shane hesitates, and you're kind of like,
Yes, and he's like, "What would you do?" And he doesn't realize yet. He still doesn't even realize that Ilya's already chosen him. Ilya's already moved his
Yeah.
whole life over. He's already switched teams. He's literally done everything that Shane can't see. And Shane does realize it very quickly.
Yeah.
And we have the airplane scene where the plane almost crashes and Ilya
Oh
leaves
my
them the goodbye
gosh.
message. Oh my god. And Shane, and they call him, Shane's been crying, and they're like use of sweetheart with each other. Oh, I love that so much, that scene between the two
Yeah.
of them. And how it makes Shane
Yeah.
realize, and like that's when Shane proposes to Ilya, and they're like, we're gonna do this. And they were okay, so they do get publicly outed, but they were planning to come clean that summer anyways. Like that,
Yes.
they had gotten to the point, they're like, nope, we are doing this. We're in. Fuck whatever happens. We will come out this
Mhm.
summer and deal with the repercussions. And then it gets taken out of their hands. But
Yeah.
Ilya's team is so supportive and appreciative and like they
Yeah.
built that up, even though they were the ones that didn't know. And Shane's team are all disgusting fucking assholes about it. Think that he's
Yeah.
let Ilya win because Ilya and him face each other for the playoffs, and Shane trips when he's trying to stop Ilya, and Ilya scores. And they think that he tripped on purpose, which like
Yeah.
clearly the character Shane has been through all the books, would never do anything like that, would never give anything over to the person he loves. It's always been like carried this team, been the best captain for him, done everything. And they so quickly turn their back on him.
So
Which,
quickly.
I mean, it had to happen for him to be willing to move to Ottawa, but it's like, but in such a real way, because that's the point. Like, this is still very much an issue in the NHL. There aren't out players because the culture is still what it is. Even though people talk about it and they're being supportive and is getting more attention now, especially recently again with these books.
I think also what is good in this book too is we also deal with the issue of rape culture in the NHL too. I mean, they just had that huge case and it settled towards the players instead of towards the victim, and it was disgusting, you know.
Yes.
And so
it happens over and over, and they still get.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a whole other thing on this that we
But
can
it's dealt with in this book too, which is great.
Which is great. Like the NHL, sports in general have a lot of issues around misogyny and being boys' clubs, and always have. And the people in charge and the people at top, they still have these issues. But I'm so glad shows like this are being made and being talked about,
and the books being written,
media, and the books are being written.
Yeah.
To bring it back to the forefront of conversation, especially with the amount of issues and things being talked about right now with trans right in sports. And I love that she hits on that too. Like in this book, we have the Leah and her husband, who he used to play in the women's hockey league and is now a male hockey player that can't get a team. And the issues that is involved with trans player in sports. And I love that it's being talked about. And again, it's not in a way of shoving things down your throat. It's just bringing attention to the issues that are currently at hand. In a book that has like this great, that's because it's hidden in this like smutty romance that actually hits on all these major important themes and comments. Like I love it so much because it hits on
like all this stuff, and it's so fucking smutty. Like it's
exactly.
Perfect.
Like that is hard to do, and Rachel Reid
really hard.
Kills it. Like kills it. And the timing with the Winter Olympics coming up this year, with this getting all the like everything is just coming out of the best.
So
time.
awesome.
And I love it so much.
Really, really fun. And that like, so what I was going to say then, because we had to go back to like them getting outed. So then when Shane, because everything was good for Shane. Everything was good with how they have it set up, right?
Except missing Ilya.
Missing Ilya, but that was an inevitable part of the plan and what they were going through. So then when the shit hits the fan, Ilya's kind of like, well, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, and then Shane's like, oh my God, what is like now his base is off, right?
His whole identity has been hockey. Like, he doesn't know how to handle it.
And he was still enjoying the game. He was still on a winning team. He was all of these things. Meanwhile, Ilya is kind of like, I don't know if I love this so much anymore because it's not allowing me to be who I really am, and live my life out fully. And I think it's interesting because, his therapist says to him, like, you're somebody who feels things really, really deeply. And I think that's very true of like those of us who kind of are more on the depressive side, is that everything is like, huge highs, lows, all that stuff, right? And so so he's like feeling he's going through all this stuff, and then in order to like build Shane up, I think it's cool. And I love how the sex scene is part of it. Like the smut in this book is not just like gratuitous, like it's a part of the story and the story arc of the characters and all those things, and I love that too. And it's like they're having this like really delicious sex in the trophy room, and Ilya's like, remember who you are. You know what I mean? Like,
I love the trophy room
he's
sex.
Like, look at all these trophies. Like, you did all of this. Like which honestly, if you were going to meet somebody like a Crowley, like somebody who's really powerful in your profession, and they're going to tear you a new asshole, like that's fucking intimidating as fuck. But those people only get away with the crap that they pull because they're so good at their super shitty intimidation tactics. And that means then you need like people in your life who are really good at like building you up so that you can go and like face them down with the truth. And the truth is that like Shane and Ilya are star players in the NHL. The league needs them more than they need the league, really.
Well,
You know?
and they're like 10 years in at this point. Like they're not
Yeah.
rookies. They are known entities. Like the league needs, exactly like you said, needs them more than they need. And it was such a great
Yeah.
reminder and really hot in that
Really
room.
hot.
And like when he throws it back later, I'm like, do I need to bring you back into that room?
Yeah.
Like,
and I love that Ilya is the one who like does that for Shane. You know what I mean? Like Ilya's that's what's so nice about the way that the mental health is attacked is attacked or is sort of tackled in this book is that it's not like he has depression, he's weak, and he's the one who needs fixing.
no,
You know what I mean? Like
of course.
not at all.
No.
And I loved that. I loved the trophy room.
Well,
and
the relationship between them is written so well. Like you really do see how they work as a couple. Like you get why they became what they became and why they're so deeply in love. Like you really root for them together because they do, even though they have hiccups, obviously, as everyone does. But at their core, like they know what the other one needs. Even when they have like really sexy scene when Shane takes care of Ilya, like who doesn't always like the ass play, but like when he goes down and basically licks his asshole and is like taking care of him for that night, like knowing what the other person needs or when it needs to be different and when you need to change it up based on their mood at original level, like that is such an intimate part of a relationship that you really only get to when you know each other very well and at sea level.
Yeah.
And I loved that because that to me it reminds me, I'm like, that's the difference between you're like 1 year with a person or like 10 years down the line. Like it really is a different thing when you can read that and truly know what they're needing without them having to say it and just on their body language. And and I really loved that. Like this book to me it's not quite the epilogue because it kind of gets that and we're going to get a third book, but it is that same feeling similar to, Showgirl and all of that it goes into the deeper relationship that when you're someone in a deeper relationship, you really can hold on to. Like there's certain subtleties to it that you're like, yes, like that is true to what 10 years in a relationship does, whether you're married or dating or whatever. Like there's just a different complexity to it that I love for them so much. And I just love Ilya. I love everything about him. I love Connor's story playing him. Like when I'm reading this book, I can picture him with these, like, I can't wait to see it when they do season 2. I can't wait for the wedding scene with the kids when they do that. So they take care of Hayden's kids because Jackie breaks her ankle and the kids have them get married and have them like their plastic and they both get emotional saying the vows because to them it's as if it's, I love it so much. It's so good.
What else I loved? When they are outed, I love that she spends way more time focusing on the positive reactions of the general public and people and instead of the negative. Like the negative is acknowledged and it is not she doesn't pretend in the writing like that wouldn't happen or that wasn't but it's not where the focus goes.
Right.
The focus goes on the positive. Like when he leaves the house and the neighbors have the sign out.
Oh, I love that little bit with the neighbors and their sign and the bobbleheads for both Shane and Ilya.
Great. And like, yes, the response of Shane's team has to be there and it sucks. And even reading, you're like, fuck. But I love the response of Ilya's team.
Yes, me too.
And that we spend more time
and
in
the
that
coach,
world.
when the coach comes to visit him and talks about his own experience with being bisexual and doing, and I love it so much. I love it.
Yes.
I think that's the same with the show, right? And the books. Like, there are obviously people that aren't necessarily responding to it with the same love and enthusiasm as everyone else because they're miserable people. But the focus is on the positive reaction and how much everyone loves this and what it's saying. And I think that is what it should continue to be because it already existed, but it didn't come into my life until the show was made. And I am so thankful that brought my attention to the book. I'm embarrassed I didn't find out about the books before that because I very well obviously should have been aware. But I am so here for it. I love the smut of it. I love that it's a Canadian author. I love that it's around Canadian hockey. Takes place in the Canadian cities. Like everything about it just makes me so happy. And it's such a satisfying read. And I'm so happy she's doing a third book. But it's not like you leave this book needing that. It's just going to be the icing on top.
Which is really nice too.
Yeah,
I
does
like that
wrap it up
well.
very well. It is a wrapped up thing, and now we're just going to get this bonus epilogue that I'm so excited for. But like,
exactly,
you see them, you can see what they'll be like as fathers. You can see what's going to happen. It's just, it's so good.
I just realized Court
Kate.
What's your pumpkin spice meter on this one?
Oh, like
How
a
many
4.
pumpkins?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
it's a
4.
4.
4.5.
It's
Yeah.
a 4.
As far as
And
like one-on-one sex scenes go, it goes
yeah,
as far as you can go.
it
Like
is
I
far
always
as you
hold
can go.
off 5 for multiple people, but 4.5.
Yeah.
It's explicit. It's steamy.
Yeah.
It's delicious. It's
Yeah.
there. It will get you going.
And that for me is where, some people are like, and we're going to talk more about the show later, but for me in another episode, that's where some people are like, oh, like the show is so great. Like people say the book, whatever, which was which. And I'm like, now here's what you don't quite get with the show. Like the level of explicit, awesome sex scenes that you get in the book. Because it can go so much further.
You need both. Like my recommended watching is watch a little bit, watch like half an hour or first episode so you get those guys in your head. Then read the books because you'll enjoy it that much more, especially picturing like Connor and Hudson. And then go back to the show because then you'll have that in your brain.
This is like a full-on 4 pumpkin smut, but done so well where the smut is like a necessary part of the story arc.
Yes.
And is going to get you so fucking turned on as well. And just like, we don't get this very often. You know what I mean? Like I'm here for all of it no matter what, but we don't get it done this well.
Exactly.
This often.
Exactly.
Like, this is really,
that's why it's so loved.
I think you're missing out if you don't read the books.
Yes.
And I think Long Game is like, it is here for you with the 4 pumpkin smut level. And it is here for you with like this wonderful story that is totally worth the read.
I think it's my favorite out of the 2. I do think it's my favorite out of the 2. I don't know that I need to pick a favorite because they're both so good and I've reread them both. But I think I lean to Long Game a little bit more because it just has even that depth. It just goes a little bit deeper, but still, like you said, has that smut.
I just love it. We opened and you were like, it's like my comfort read. Like I read it again and I'm like, I actually get that. Like, I mean, I've got so many books to read. My TBR is insane. I don't have the time, but I totally understand it because when I dug in and I was reading it, I was just like, oh.
Yeah. Well, like when we're reading ACOTAR and my brain needs a break and I need to like reset for a minute, I'll dive back into Long Game or Heated Rivalry, and it used to be a 4th ring for me. Like I just need that safe place that I can just like, just love them and do, and like I'll just reread certain scenes because I just want like a little pull, like a little hit.
Yeah.
So like reset. Like I'll just read the like plane bit again, and then I'll like everything because I love that so much.
Or even just the experience again. Like that's my favorite thing is that we go right up to where you're going to take that bad turn, and we take the good turn every time, and it's like. Oh, just kind of more of that. The more that you feed that into your psyche, the more that I personally in my life find myself feeling more like, what if I do that?
Well, when him and Shane have their big conflict, when Shane hesitates and he's like, leave, like, I need you to leave. You've broken my heart. Like, I've already given up everything. That could have stewed. Like, Shane could have stewed on that for a few days. And he immediately like calls his mom and is like, I fucked up. Like, it all clicks for Shane really quick. He can see Ilya's point. And like gives over to it, and like you're saying, like it gets the right way. He addresses it right away. He has like I love when Ilya finally calls him back after 3 days. Shane's thing right away was like, oh my god, like I've missed you. Like it's not false pretense of hi, and you sit in quiet for a few minutes until you're finally like, I'm sorry. Like I love that he just puts it out there, like, oh my god, I am so fucking sorry. Like this was a mistake.
I don't know. Reading that, it kind of makes me go like, what if I respond that way to certain things in my life that happen? They're different situations, but like whatever.
Right. But
maybe
you just
we get
give
a different
over
outcome then. Like what if instead of fighting it, you just go with it?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
There's a very great quote from a Navici quote. Navici, am I saying that right? Am I mixing them up? No, Navici. The philosopher.
I don't know.
Yes. Then am I saying the wrong person?
Navici.
No.
I don't know.
Anyways. I'm pretty positive I'm correct. I'm going to be really embarrassed if that's wrong. He's a very famous philosopher. I can't believe you don't know it. Anyways, and it's just because you don't like the tone that the advice is coming to you in doesn't make it wrong. I really butchered that. But basically, like, just because you don't like the tone and the way something's being delivered to you doesn't mean it's the wrong information. And I think that applies so often, especially with our partners when we're in arguments. Like, it's literally the thing that drives me nuts about my husband the most is how often what he's saying to me is correct, but I'm not ready for it to be correct.
Yes. Oh, fuck.
And I have to like hold that ground longer, even though I'm like, Yes, yeah, you're right. That is what I'm doing. I am being defensive or putting up these walls, or I am doing this as an output, but I'm not ready to say that. So I'm just going to stand here and stay mad.
100%. Yes. Yes. I've so been there. I know exactly what you're. Yes. And you know what? We will find the actual quote. I will put it in like the synopsis of the episode.
Yes.
And I'll include it in our newsletter as well, so that we get it down for you, because that's a good point. It's a good point. We've all been there.
Yes. And
everybody
this
does
takes
it.
that. It has a note of that. Like, she doesn't make us suffer through the defense mechanisms that we often have. We kind of just like get to the resolution, which I really, really love, and I think is fantastic. Yeah.
It's really fun. It's a great
healthy.
book. You guys, you got to read it. You got to read it. You do. You got to watch the show, and you have to read it.
Your life will actually be better by reading these books. It really will improve your life. And things are hard out there, guys. There's a lot happening, and we should not ignore those and stay vigilant. But also in your me time, read these books.
Yeah. Read something that fills you up with good things and nice things, and empowers you to, like, keep being that good person while it feels like all the bad people are winning right now.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Anyways, all right. On that note,
yes,
that is going to conclude today's episode of Kate and Court's Cozy Corner, romance readers talking about the book The Long Game by Rachel Reid. It's the one that you read after you read Heated Rivalry.
Yes. And I need to say, it's book 6 technically. Heated Rivalry is book 2. This is book 6, but they do go right after each other. Like, you can read them back to back, and then go back and read all the other books in that series, because they're all so good and worth the read. Yes.
Yeah. It's fabulous. She's an incredible writer. We're very, very grateful that she's given us these stories.
Yeah.
And that's it for today. And we'll be back talking with you again soon. Bye.
Bye.
You know the drill. Be sure to like and subscribe wherever you listen to our podcast.
Settle in and grab a book, a comfy chair, your favorite nook, with Kate and Court. Yeah, it's the Cozy Corner.
Thanks for tuning in to Kate and Court's Cozy Corner Romance Readers.
Executive producers and hosts, Caitlin Stryker and Courtney Richter. Producer, Kanesha No. Original music, Cassie DeSilva.